Hey guys, this is Alex Serpentine back again with another video on my series about the obstacles or dragons from the Michael teachings. I'm making 7 videos for each of the different dragons or obstacles, and in this video I'm going to be talking about martyrdom. So, from all these different dragons or obstacles are highlighted in this book, Transforming Your Dragons: How to Turn Fear Patterns into Personal Power by Jose Stevens. So the outline of stuff that I'm presenting here is basically taken from this book. Um, so it's an overview of it, just to see things really clearly and summarize it. If you want to learn more, read this book. It has some good exercises at the beginning on how to become aware of which dragons you have, and we each have 2 dragons usually. So you'll read it and see which ones resonate with you. And you can look through the other videos I made on this series if this one doesn't seem to resonate with you. But I feel like it's important to be aware of all of these, because then you can see these patterns in life and be able to help people too, to become more aware of them and learn how to overcome these obstacles. So the definition of martyrdom is the fear of being trapped by circumstances or outside forces, or feeling that one's suffering will go unnoticed or unrewarded. There's a tendency to complain, whine, act like poor me, and being oriented towards being a victim. It creates guilt in those around them, around the person with martyrdom. As children, they were forced to be constantly obedient to their parents or their guardians or whoever was raising them. So the big thing with martyrdom to understand is basically it's like feeling like a victim, like you're not really able to do the things you want. You can't really express yourself. People are always treating you wrong and you can't do anything about it. Like life is just, you're just treated badly, and you basically start complaining about everything. And so really being stuck in the victimization of martyrdom, you're just going to be whining, complaining about everything. That's typically how it manifests. So you really want to feel like you're capable of expressing yourself and doing things, and overcoming this feeling of victimization is basically what's needed here. So in the Michael teachings, they have a positive pole and a negative pole of each of the characteristics that are in a chart, if you get a chart channeled, and what they just teach in general in Michael teachings. So the positive pole is the best, most positive manifestation of this pattern. Like if you overcome martyrdom, this is the positive pole, and then the negative pole is the worst manifestation of it. So the positive pole for martyrdom is selflessness. It's a genuine willingness to put others' needs ahead of one's own for the greater good. And the negative pole is victimization, a tendency to see oneself as perpetually wronged or mistreated, often sacrificing personal well-being unnecessarily. The external manifestation of martyrdom is being whiny, complaining, resentful, spiteful, guilt-inducing, acting woe is me, blaming, sighing, acting exploited or taken advantage of, long-suffering, crucified, sadistic, sacrificing, self-righteous, and stricken. The internal manifestation is feeling agonized, immolated, tormented, anguished, masochistic, trapped, persecuted, victimized, and tortured. So in Jose Stevens' book, he has an outline of the steps of development and how this dragon takes hold of you in childhood. So this is the kind of steps that would usually you'd go through. So first, the children feel unwelcome to assert themselves. The children experience a double bind. The children hold in anger. The children learn to blame. The children make others feel guilty. The children win by suffering. The children complain to the wrong people. So the big pattern here that happens in childhood is usually like the parents will be holding the children down from really being able to express themselves and assert themselves in life. So you just feel like you don't have any power over your life and being able to express yourself and move properly through life. And so you just feel like you're being taken advantage of, and you start to complain about things, like I said. So that's basically the childhood pattern here. In Jose Stevens' book, he has uh, a section for this, the belief in decision, which is kind of like a quote of what you would say that describes each of these steps that I just outlined. So the step 1, I am not okay. I'm unlovable. Step 2, life is about being trapped. I am trapped. I will never assert myself or fight for what I want. It's always other people's fault. Blame them. Make others feel bad for causing the pain. I can win by suffering. I better complain to others about my suffering. So there's also in the book stages of maturity, which are a reflection of the soul ages in Michael teachings. If you don't know what the soul ages are, you can watch my soul ages video that goes into more detail about this. But basically, for the obstacles, what happens is they kind of manifest differently at whatever soul age you're at. The soul ages are steps, like stages of our development across our reincarnational cycle, and so we have different focuses in each of the soul ages. So it will manifest differently throughout the different soul ages. The earlier soul ages, you're not as aware of these patterns in yourself, but as you get to the later soul ages, you become more and more aware of these patterns, and so it manifests differently. So at the infant soul age, you're an extreme victim, perpetually feeling persecuted and helpless in the face of adversity. In the baby soul age, you're social sheep and pawns, conforming to others' expectations and sacrificing oneself to fit in. At the young soul stage, you're a martyr who controls with money, using financial resources to manipulate and guilt others into recognizing their sacrifices. At the mature soul stage, you're a political martyr, sacrificing personal well being for a cause or ideology, often to garner public sympathy and support. And at the old soul stage, it's mild victimization, feeling consistently undervalued and slightly oppressed. So Jose Stevens outlines some affirmations that you can do to help overcome the martyrdom dragon. And here's what you can say to yourself. Everything good always happens to me. I create my own reality. I'm discovering more happiness every day. I know how to have fun every day. I always have excellent alternatives and options. There's a way through every problem. I'm a valuable and worthwhile human being no matter what I do. I'm able to speak up for myself. Life is getting better every day. He also has 7 weapons you can use to slay the martyrdom dragon. Weapon 1 is tell the truth. Admit that you use the strategy of manipulation. Weapon 2, draw boundaries and hold them. Say no. Weapon 3, admit your needs and ask for help. Become a team player. Give up the pleasure of sympathy from others. Stop complaining. Take responsibility and choose. See and accept alternatives. Be willing to have fun. Let others see and enjoy your pleasure. And give up blaming and always being right. And lastly, there's 7 exercises that you can also do to overcome martyrdom. Exercise 1, always say yes to offers of help. Exercise 2, make a practice of admitting error and responsibility. Exercise 3, practice saying no. Hold your boundaries. Exercise 4, list all choices even if they do not seem attractive. Choose. Pursue at least one pleasure a day. List complaints, then burn them. So that helps you become aware of when you're complaining, and burning them is like a kind of symbolic way of releasing the tendency to complain. Exercise 7, sustain the outward expression of assertiveness. So it's important to be assertive in martyrdom instead of complaining. By being assertive, you're able to better, live in your life instead of being in the whiny, complaining kind of approach to things. So that's basically it that I wanted to talk about for the Martyrdom Dragon. And like I said, this is all from the Transforming Your Dragons book by Jose Stevens. A really awesome book. I really recommend that you guys read this, and so you can learn all these patterns. And everybody actually has one or two of these patterns. So by reading this, you'll become very aware of all these, how these are manifesting in your life and in other people's lives and in society in general. So this is just an outline. I really recommend reading this book if you want to get more in-depth understanding of all this. So that's it for this video. I have one more of these videos I'm going to make, and I'm going to release them all at the same time, so you can check those out at your leisure. If you like this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.